it simple. My name is Dustin. I'm so glad you're here. This stream will be starting soon, so grab your coffee, get comfortable, and settle in. We're building a strong and supportive community, so say hello in the chat, ask questions, and feel free to use super chats if there's anything that you want to see highlighted. Thank you for being here and being a part of this journey. Let's keep it positive and respectful as we connect and grow together. I can't wait to get started. Good morning and welcome to Sunday morning. Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Welcome. So very glad to see each and every one of you that are here. Sunday morning live. Do you have your coffee? I have my coffee right here. Let's just jump into it because the older I get and the longer that I've been a part of this community, the more I've started to realize that arguments. Today we're going to be talking about arguments because they rarely change anyone's mind, right? And what do we see all day, every day, right now, all over social media ad nauseum is arguments. Everyone's screaming at each other, trying to change someone's mind about something. Because if screaming at somebody to change their mind was going to work, it would have done so a much longer ago than right now. We've seen it. We've all seen it. We see it every day. Someone posts a study. Someone else posts a different study. And somebody starts arguing about cholesterol, saturated fats, seed oils, carbohydrates, or whatever topic is trending this week, right? 3 hours later, everyone is frustrated and nobody has changed their position. Yet somehow, if I could talk, somehow a person can share a genuine story about losing 100 pounds, reversing their relationship with food, getting off the couch, taking control of their life, and suddenly people start to notice. They may not say something right off the bat. They may not even acknowledge it. But they're looking, they're listening, they're paying attention. And I think that's because stories are relatable. Stories are human. Most people don't make decisions based on data alone. They make decisions when something finally connects emotionally. They see themselves in another person's journey. They hear the struggle that sounds familiar. They recognize a challenge they've faced themselves. That's why I believe our personal experiences are often more powerful than any argument we could ever make. So, as this community continues to grow, to expand, to further its reach, I think we need to be very careful to not fall into the trap of believing our job is to win debates. Our job isn't to defeat vegans or make them look bad or even argue about GLP-1s or whatever the case is. It's not about getting somebody else to see exactly the way we see things. It's not to defeat dietitians. Our job isn't to defeat mainstream medicine. Our job is to help people. And if helping people is the goal, then we need to spend more time explaining, encouraging, supporting, and sharing than we do arguing. And it is no new piece of information that every single person who is trying to better themselves by any means necessary is welcome here. Because at the end of the day, nobody can argue with your lived experience. Now, they may disagree with your interpretation. They may question your conclusions, maybe even how you did it, because it's probably not going to be the way that they did. It's not the path that they're on. But they can't take away your story. They can't take away your weight you've lost, the habits you've built, the satiety you found, the medication you're no longer on. They can't give back the joint pain that's gone away, the lessons you've learned, the life you've changed. And that's where the real power of this movement has always been. So I ran across a video the other day. It was not part of our community. It was not even, it had nothing to do with diet. It had nothing to do with food at all. It's basically how to deal with an adversary. Not a physical confrontation. Somebody who attacks you with words. And what oftentimes happens with us is we get riled up and we have to clap back. We have to clap back because we ain't no punk, right? we have to make sure that they know our position. They have to make sure they know what our way of thinking is. But why? Is it going to change their mind? Is it going to strengthen your position? No. It might actually have unintended consequences for other people who are paying attention. It can make you look weak. Make you look like the crazy one. Make you look like the person that they should not trust enough to continue to listen to. And again, what are we doing here? Sharing our stories, building trust. Because why should people trust us? We talk about this. I talk about this. Because why should somebody trust me if they don't know me? They haven't met me. Why should anybody put their faith in what I have to say in my lived experience when it's so much different than what everyone in their life has told them up to this point? Because why should they? So there's nothing that I can say in the heat of the moment that's going to make a bit of difference, for the most part, in a positive way, the way that I think it's going to in the moment. We are playing a very long game. a very, very long game, because the changes, the entire system didn't start yesterday. It's been building and shifting and rearranging and reorganizing and transforming itself to be what it is today for the past 200 years. It is not going to be changed in a Facebook group tomorrow. It is not going to be changed in a Twitter argument that I have later this afternoon. It's just not. So we can share studies. We can share our lived experience. We can share our anecdotal evidence until the cows come home. That's what we're here to do. But we're not here to argue and to fight and to call people names. Because as we can see in other aspects of society about all the other topics, that all of that does is divide, separate, and make us look weak. Makes us look crazy, incompetent, like we don't know what we're talking about. And there's too much at stake here. There's too much to lose. What little ground we may have gained in the last 10 years, give or take, can be lost in an instant. Are we starting to see certain things shift in our favor? Yes. We're seeing small, very small things happen that are beneficial to us. Not always because of the right reasons. Not because it's the healthiest thing to do. Not because it's the right thing to do. A lot of the times it's because of political reasons. It's because of capitalistic reasons. There's a lot of things that this stuff happens, and it's not always the right reasons. So we have to make sure that we are doing everything that we can to try and have our best foot forward, have on our Sunday best, in a roundabout way, figuratively speaking, watching our P's and Q's, minding our manners, having our best behavior. We're holding onto the carts like mom told us to at the grocery store. We're not begging for the cookies and the candies. We are listening and we're behaving while we're at the grocery store so that we don't get taken care of in the car. We have to just be mindful. Stop arguing. Start helping. Because realistically, debating doesn't matter unless you're Nick Norwitz. Because our stories, they change minds. And we can't waste our time arguing. We've got a life to live. So with that, how was everyone's week? For most of us, summer is in full swing. Kids are out of school. I mean, most of you probably don't even have kids that are that young anymore, and that's okay. Our kids are old enough to be out of the house, but they're here. Our grandkids one grandkid is in school. They are on summer break. I just had to kick her out of my room because she came into the room this morning about 4 a.m. having a bad dream. So she was in our bed this morning when we woke up. And that's okay because she comes to us because we're safe. Let's take a look at these comments because I imagine there's a good amount of you here because Evelyn is already here. She was here 2 hours ago. Good morning, Evelyn. Why were you awake so early? I don't understand. It's Sunday. What are you doing, lady? But welcome. I love your smiley, happy face. Sandy is here. Good morning, Sandy. She was in here an hour ago. And then 38 minutes ago, Evelyn says, good morning, Dustin. That's me. Good morning to you. Don't forget to hit the like button. Smash it. Let's go. Mr. Gugahan is here. Good morning. Good morning, my friend. And Mr. Rick is here. Hello, Mr. Charger Mopar Rick. Mr. Quack Quack.
Let's get dangerous.
There we go. Sunday has started. Mr. Biscuit is in the house. I haven't seen you in a coon's age. It's been a while. I don't know what that means. Probably not appropriate. Probably shouldn't say that. Don't know for sure. But haven't seen you in around a while. Good afternoon. Good morning. Glad to see you. Donna Ray is in the house. Good morning, Donna Ray. How are you? Bacon Runner is here. Mr. Gugahan said, I woke up hungry this morning, so I made some bacon, eggs, and sausage. He said, great. I think it's the perfect way to start the day. As long as there's some coffee in the mix, I think you're doing just fine, my friend. Karen from Low Carb Spin is in the house. Hello, dear. How are you? Low Carb Spin is 2 people, but it's usually just Karen. It's 2 people on the channel. If you haven't followed Low Carb Spin, what are you doing with your life? Sean Bradley is in the house. Hello, Mr. Bradley. How are you and your lovely wife doing this morning? I'm so very glad to see you. And Isabel is here. Hello, Isabel. How are you? Good morning, everyone, she says. I'm so glad that you are here. Andy says, morning, everyone. Still no baby. My daughter is upset. She sent her eviction notice to him on Friday, and he's still sitting pretty inside the comfort of home. Defiant, contrary, just like children always are. Donna Ray says, I'm at a breakfast joint. Going to watch Dustin, eat some bacon, go search for and find car keys when I get home. You lost your car keys? Uh-oh. Brian Doyle is in the house. Good morning, sir. How are you? I'm very glad that you are here with us. Yes, and Sean says, Andy, I hope the baby comes soon. Yes. And Evelyn says, good morning to Andy and Susan. Good morning to all of you. Andy says, me too. It's stressful seeing her so uncomfortable and hurting and miserable. She'll forget all about it when that baby's in her arms. Mr. Gugahan says, I took Joe and Rachel's advice, stocked up on some beef that was on sale before the price goes way up. Excuse me. The whole screw worm thing, I'm not too concerned about that. I don't know if you should be either. I mean, I don't really know. I know Dr. Barry put a video out about screw worms on his, I think it was his other page. Very interesting. But anyway, I have not had a single sip of coffee this morning. I need to catch up with all of you. Here's my coffee. And remind you that, yes, remind you That grape, salty radical grape, is back. It has returned. It is now a permanent flavor. Use my link. Go buy some because you know you want to. It's delicious. Use my link at ketosimple.shop. It helps my channel, gives me a little bit of change in my pocket, and you get a discount. You save 10%. Do it. Delicious. They also have Granny Apple. They have a couple left, I think. Get some while this is not a permanent flavor. This one is limited edition. So get some. Peach is a new flavor. Get some peach. That is also a new permanent flavor. Yes. Sharon is in the house. Good morning, Sharon. How are you doing? Welcome. Glad you could join us. Andy says, Susan stocked up on 2-for-1 pork shoulder roast. Pork tenderloin. Gave her the side eye because we have so much pork in the freezer. Well, gonna be eating pork. Chicken thighs. I have chicken thighs to cook this very evening. I got them for $1.49 a pound, which used to be the normal price. And then they would go on sale for 99 cents, 79 cents a pound. Mr. Brian Doyle says, trying to get my workout started, but lazy, rainy morning here. I will get it done, but I will get it done. Yes, you'll get it done. You're getting it done. You're doing amazing things, Mr. Doyle. Thank you. Andy says, I need to walk. It's finally cool enough to go in the morning. 60s is my sweet spot. Yeah, nobody wants to walk in the humidity, the heat, the gross. Nobody wants that. Andy says, no coffee yet. I need to get up. Get on it. Get it done. John is here. Smoothie. Good morning, Dustin and everybody. And Risa is here. Hello, Risa. Very glad to see you. Good morning, all. Time for salty and coffee. Yeah. And he says, you need to change your social media. The posts I see from my friends are peace and harmony. Get rid of the stress. I'll live longer that way. Well, I still want to know what's going on. I just don't have to be involved in the fight. Seeing it and understanding what's going on is valuable. Engaging is a whole other thing. And Brian's been walking 3 miles a day, 5 days a week with Abby and Abby the Lab Mix. Well, that sounds very nice. Now, do you talk to Abby all the way there? Do you confide things and talk about things? Sounds like a good thing just to have a good conversation with the pupper dog. Uncle Charlie is here. Good morning. How are you? How are you, Uncle Charlie? Glad to see you. Mr. Biscuit says, my goal is to take over the entire tri-state area. Well, do it. What are you sitting around here for? You got a lot of work to do. There's 3 states in a tri-state area. Jeff is here. He says, good morning. Being kind in a conversation is a true art. It really is. It's very difficult sometimes to not let emotions take over. Somebody says something mean, you explain like, okay, here's the deal. Here's why I did what I did. No arguments. Just information. That's the best we can do. Aaron Booby Goats is in the house. Good morning, dear. How are you? Very glad that you have joined us this morning. Lewis is in the house. Good morning, Lewis. Very glad to see you. How are you doing, sir? And Donna Ray wants to know, did you have a good birthday, Lewis? Well, happy birthday, Lewis. I did not know. I was not aware that you had a birthday. 22 years old, Lewis is. Lewis is 22 years old. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Do not listen to me. Angie is here. Good morning. How are y'all? How are you? Evelyn says, am I the only one who doesn't see the Dustin emojis anymore? No more Evelyn. Charger Mopar Ruck or Duck are big piles of meat. Did they go somewhere? They should still be there. I see him. Andy says that they are gone. Well, I don't know what's going on there. I do not know. I'm not sure what's happening on your side of the things. Evelyn is not gone. I promise she is not. I just don't know what's going on with your thing. I know YouTube just updated some things. If you are a creator, YouTube in the app has put in a messaging service. You can message other creators. There is a caveat to how it's going to work. You have to send a request to message them from the app to a way outside of the app in a way that you would communicate with them. Do a text message, an email that they have set up. The requests last 7 days. This is a way to do it so people are not going all in and trying to message Jimmy all at the same time. Jimmy being Mr. Beast, who just hit 500 million subscribers. Amazing. Last time I looked, I was 2 subscribers, I believe, two scribers, just 2 scribers away from 11,000. He's at 500 million. I'm about to hit 11,000. It's amazing, nonetheless, that someone like me, this bridge troll, is about to hit 11,000. That's where I'm at. But yes, if you are a creator, send messages my way. If you know how to reach out to me, you can do it. You can put the link in an email. I will get to it. It makes communicating with people so much easier. I've already connected with about 6 or 7 people. Waiting on others. I've sent requests to multiple people doing the things. Now, it is for creator to creator, so it's not for, if you don't make content, not going to be able to do it. Risa said, not used to being up this early, slept a full night, no dog wake up, no bathroom wake up, work is at 2. A good night's rest is very, very important. Very important. Evelyn has not had coffee. That sounds hideous. I love coffee. I'm going to have some more. As I said the other day, Amazon messed up my my order. It sent me, because I order my coffee 3 containers at a time. That should last me about 2 weeks. 3 containers should last about 2 weeks. Well, they messed up my order. They sent me a blonde, Not that kind, because that wouldn't have been a mess up. I mean, you know what I mean? Anyway, I mean, it's still dark, I think. It's dark in my room. Whatever. And 2 caramels. So I've been trying the caramel because they got to get used. Shander doesn't like the caramel because she likes minty coffee. So I've been putting 2 scoops of caramel with the rest of the regular, the intense. There's also a vanilla. The vanilla smells fantastic. I thought there was a okay hint of vanilla flavor. We tried it. She was not a big fan of it. So I had bought 1 container of that from Meijer when they opened up. So, yeah. Risa says, work has been very difficult, stressful. Hubby's birthday this week, so lots of goodies to eat. I'll be back on my low-carb protocol this week, buying ribeyes for Father's Day. Father's Day is coming up. My birthday is coming up. Risa's husband's birthday is coming up. We just celebrated our daughter's birthday on Friday. We went to Cheddar's. Cheddar's is a restaurant. If you're not familiar, it's called a scratch kitchen. It's basically you can get anything, and I don't know. So here's what I got. To be, full transparency. We ordered onion rings for the table. We ordered my request because their onion rings are good. Are they good for you? Absolutely not. We also got cheese curds because the granddaughter wanted cheese curds. I had a bowl of potato soup with cheese and a little bit of bacon. Is that good for me? Absolutely not. But again, this is a thing that we kind of understand about June. There are 3 days in June. There's Shander's birthday, our daughter's birthday, and my birthday, where we go and do things for dinner. And I went 5-year-old and got chicken strips and French fries, and they were divine. They were really good. Just what you want chicken strips to be. But anyway, back on it today. Coffee. I found out that my air fryer fits the four square patties perfectly, just perfect, just right. Yes. Charger had a great live yesterday. I was not able to join in. I'm very, very distraught that I didn't get a chance to come in and say hello, Mr. Rick, but I'm glad it went very well. Jeff says my week was uncomfortable. New HVAC was installed Friday. Wallet is a lot lighter. I know we did that the day before. It seems like always right around the time that we have a new grandchild, we make a big purchase. First grandchild, we had a new HVAC system installed. And then this year, the day before we got this new granddaughter, we went and purchased a minivan. Leased a minivan. Still a large purchase, big sums of money. Wallets drained. Mr. Biscuit says I was here last week, but I don't think you came in on my Tuesday night. But I think that's a struggle for you. I don't think you stay up that late. But I mean, I miss you when you're not here, Mr. Biscuit. I just do. And a week seems like so long. It really does. Sean Bradley, I had an amazing time on the low carb cruise. The speakers this year were fantastic. People are lesser known. They were able to help me with my falling asleep at work issue as well as others. And I'm hoping that I'm hoping that you're getting that rectified. Falling asleep at work is not so good when they like to fire you for that kind of stuff. They don't like it when you sleep on the job. And Sonny is here. Good morning, Sonny. So very glad to see you. I haven't even seen your lives recently. Have you been going live? I haven't even seen them. Oh, I feel like I've been missing out. So much going on. It's summertime, so I haven't been on my phone as much. We've been doing stuff and doing things and hanging out with kids, holding babies and taking naps. Sandy said, Rick's best live ever. Oh, my goodness. What happened? Were there dancing girls? What happened? Did Charlie Sheen show up? Like, what happened? What's going on? What made it so good? Brian ordered a new dehydrator. Gonna start making my own jerky and meat chips for the road. I love it. Evelyn says, grape, 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 grape. Team grape forever. You're never not on my mind. Oh, my. Oh, my. So it'd be like this, right? There'd just be like, let's see. Oops, hold on. There we go. You'll see it eventually. Much to the chagrin of Marion Bear, Radical Grape is a permanent flavor. I told Chris that if they released grape, it would sell. And what happened? I was right about one thing in my entire life. I said, hey, look, it's here, it's there, and it's going to be good. And it was. It sold very well from what I understand, obviously. Risa says, I bought 2 bags of grape salty. The second I saw the text, I got my Keto Chow surprise box in the mail this week. I'm set for the summer. I love it. Peaches and apple, apples and peaches. Don't you know? Risa says, Sean, I thought that the second I heard that it was permanent. Miriam and Rachel, not happy with Radical Grape. They'll be okay. They have flavors that they like. They're not bound to have to drink any of it. They will be okay. Rachel likes other flavors. Miriam likes other flavors. Those flavors are not going anywhere. I do need to make an order myself because Shander is out of grapefruit, and I need to restock up on my grape. Grape, 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 grape. Angie made a keto pizza last night. Mozzarella, grilled chicken, peppers, onions, and bacon. It was delicious and cheesy. Sounds phenomenal. And peach is a permanent flavor. Peach is a permanent flavor. Mr. Biscuit says chicken legs are on sale on Amazon by me right now. Chicken legs and chicken thighs are usually on sale almost all the time, but chicken legs, there's not enough meat on them for how much I have to do to cook them. Donna Ray says, oh, it's Pacemaker Pizza Day for Rick and friends. Should be fun. So I have no idea what's going on with that, but I know that the people are going to try to make some pizza that Rick talks about, but nobody knows the recipe or how he makes it. So they're going to try to make it how they think it should be, and he's going to judge how they make it. Is that the gist? Is that the gist of what's going on? Angie says, green apple needs to be a permanent flavor. So many people love it. Just my opinion, says Angie. I'm thinking they're trying to keep their flavor profile to 12 flavors. I mean, I could be speaking out of pocket a little bit there, but that sounds to be kind of what they want, where they want to stay. So I imagine there's always going to be a rotating number of other flavors kind of coming and going. Sean says, one of the experiments stemming from the low-carb cruise is eating less fat, more protein, cutting back in dairy. It's a game changer. I'm feeling a lot better. Back pain is gone. That's crazy. I love it. Mr. Biscuit says, I paid $1.17 for 4.5 pounds, typical price $9. So he paid $1.17, so 26 cents a pound. You save $7.90, 87%. That is like black and white TV prices. You know what I'm saying? Jackie is here. Good morning, Jackie. I take over the tri-state, but I'm not enthusiastic about Illinois. Nobody likes Illinois. We only go to Chicago because that's where the bands play. Anymore, I pray that they're going to play Columbus or they're going to play Cincinnati so I don't have to go to Chicago and deal with the traffic and the parking. Okay, so here's a little anecdote of about that. I mean, so I went and saw a band play in Chicago. I went to 2 different dates of the tour. I went to see the Black Dahlia Murder play in Chicago. T-shirts, and this is probably, I don't know, 2010, something like that. T-shirts were $35 in Chicago. This was at the Bottom Lounge, the new Bottom Lounge. Not the old Bottom Lounge, the new one. Because the old Bottom Lounge was removed to install a subway station. It was over off of Clark. Now, that's not there anymore. Now, there's the Clark station. This Bottom Lounge, I can't remember where it is now. But it's not on Clark Street anymore. It's in a very different spot. So the Bottom Lounge, I'm there. T-shirts, $35. Next week, that tour met up with another tour at Bogart's in Cincinnati. So these 2 tours came together for the Death on Vine. Bogart's is on Vine Street. So Death on Vine was a festival, kind of a 2 death metal tours came together for one night. At Bogart's, it was Cannibal Corpse and Skeleton Witch and Black Dahlia Murder and all these bands. My friend Dustin, who was the drummer at the time of Skeleton Witch, was ecstatic to finally get a chance to play with Cannibal Corpse. And Niall was there. It was awesome. Got a chance to stand out back and talk to the dudes from Black Dahlia Murder and talk to guys from Cannibal Corpse. It was amazing. I had a fantastic time that night. T-shirts were $15. That's what I'm talking about. T-shirts that night were $15. That's amazing. T-shirts were $15. Chicago is a jerk. Illinois is not much fun. They're mean. Not very nice. They're rude. And they smell funny. Oh, retired Rick Carnivore is here. Morning. Hello. How are you? Lewis said, I had a lovely birthday. Thank you. He says, 22 plus 21. You're still younger than me. Still younger than me. Mr. Biscuit says, true, if I take over the tri-state, then I have to take ownership of New Jersey. New Jersey is a weird place. Nobody really likes New Jersey unless you're in the mob. Even then, they wish they were in New York. Probably going to get beat up for that, but, you know, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Just busting balls, okay? Anyway. Easy peasy keto. Stacy. Hello, Stacy. She's asking, how was Porkfest, Evelyn? Yes, do tell. How was Porkfest? Or is that next week? One may never know. Sonny says, for some reason, I can't see the custom emojis on my iPhone, but I can on my Android and computer. Karen says, do you know anything about the Hume scale? Thoughts? Let's take a look. Hume scale, often called, the Hume scale, often called Hume Body Pod, an advanced at-home smart scale, And body composition analyzer, unlike traditional scales that only measure weight, it uses multi-frequency bioelectrical impedance analysis, BIA, to track over 45 health metrics. How it works: the device sends mild electric currents through the body to estimate composition. It usually uses an 8-sensor system, 4 foot pads on the scale, and 4 electrodes on a retractable handle to provide segmental analysis, separately measuring the arms, legs, and trunk. Key features: 45 metrics, AI coaching, multi-user support, allows up to 30 unique user profiles to be added for family or group tracking. Accuracy caveats: while it is an excellent tool for daily tracking and motivation, BIA technology is highly sensitive to hydration levels, recent meals, and exercise. For clinical precision, laboratory methods like a DEXA scan are considered the gold standard. So explore the Hume Health store for more specifications or to purchase. To see how these smart devices perform compared to medical-grade technology, check out this guide on Body Spec. I mean, let's take a look. How much do these things cost on Amazon? Hume Health, the first one that comes up, Hume Health, the Body Pod. Home body analyzer and free Bluetooth app, 45 key health metrics, accurate personalized data, body composition scale, smart scale for body weight, HSA and FSA eligible, is $239. So, if you are interested, I will put a link to this. If you are so interested, this is what we've got here. Here's the Hume Health, the Body Pod. It's very expensive, $239. It's in the chat as a link if you are so interested. There we go. That is an Amazon affiliate link. If you did purchase, I would get, like, I don't know. Let's see, what does it say? I would get 1%. Nothing changes for you. I would get 1%. So what is that? I would get like not even 3 cents, I guess. So, I get like 1% of $100. I said, no, I'd get $2. $2.39, I think. You know what I mean? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And Andy says, from our point of view, we only see a blue box, no emojis. Oh, that's dumb. I don't like that. I don't know what's going on. I don't have a way to fix that for you guys right now. Carl is here. My good friend Carl fed the dogs, got my coffee and keto brains, ready to chill and talk keto. What are we going to do? Well, that's all right. We're going to have a good time. Having a good time. His favorite is here. It's Aunt Kay. So Aunt Kay is here. My video explains my channel name change. Good, beautiful morning, all from the mountains of Western North Carolina. Love it. Somebody put the video link in there for Aunt Kay so we can share her video out far and wide for all the wonderful people. Amy is here. So very glad to see you, my dear. How are you? She says, sorry, I needed to sleep in. That's okay. You never need to apologize. Sleep is very important. I'm here every Sunday. It's okay. Karen says 11,000 is amazing. It is. It is. It is. Brian Airy is in the house. Good morning, Dustin and everyone. Good morning. And Thomas, Mr. Target Prime Rib is in the house. Good morning, my friend. Here listening. Yes, blonde. Yes, it's about, love it. Just throwing in jokes, just jokes, folks. Just jokes. Just jokes. Angie is asking, ooh, what time is the big pizza cook-off? I'd imagine it's probably around 7 o'clock tonight. Yeah, I imagine they're kind of everywhere. They're kind of everywhere. They're kind of everywhere. They're just a fast casual thing. That was weird though. You pay at this little portal they bring to the table, and each time we split the check. And then I ended up still paying for I did the work, but Shander paid the checks, and the thing kept dying. She put new batteries in it, and it kept dying. Andy says no meetup for Safe Harbor Live this year. 2027 is still undecided. Well, let us know. Keep us posted on the things that you're discussing and what's going on. I figured pizza 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I figured it's what it would be. And Jackie says, I tell myself ButcherBox chicken nuggets aren't horrible. They're gluten-free. Oh, I like chicken. I like chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggets are hard. They're hard for me to. We've always got them in the freezer too, and they're the new air fryer we got makes them so good too. New air fryer is a joy. Evil Lynn got her coffee. So very glad. Sean says, still wanting to do a meetup in Virginia. I'm thinking late spring, early summer. I have a lot of ideas, lots of state parks and hiking things. What about a place with air conditioning? What do you think about that? Air conditioning is the best. Christy is here. Good morning. Hello. I'm very glad to see you. All hail the Picanha Queen. Anyway. I'm seeing more and more posts about picanha, and they're calling it, like sirloin cap and all that stuff. I still don't see it anywhere. Not showing up. I don't know. They're holding out on me. They're holding out here. It's not anywhere to be found. And Rick says, I've had to have seen it to understand. I imagine it was quite the spectacle. Rick says, we resolved a conflict and had the big quack satisfied with great fruit. Oh, sounds amazing. Terry girl is here. Good morning, Terry. How are you? Are you here to cause trouble? I hope so. Evelyn says, Christy, I saw your last hour video when it closed out 26 years. Posted in here, so anybody else that wants to see it can watch it. Please make sure it gets posted. I appreciate that. We share the love here. Everybody can share all the things. If you want something shared, just let us know. I need to put up one of those Nightbot things or whatever, so people can type something and share their channel and stuff. Shrimp and pork chops are on the menu tonight. Sounds delicious. Sean says, Shell always gives me crap because she can smell the grape. She gives me crap about my blueberry flavored coffee as well. That's you should drink that in secret, okay, Sean? Drink blueberry flavored coffee in secret. There's just some shameful things in this world. I kid, but not really. Amy says, yeah, that's right. That's the gist, Dustin, 7 p.m. Eastern tonight. That's right. And Risa says, I'll have to watch the Pacemaker Pizza live stream on replay as I'll be working at the time. I'll try and look at it on my break. Should be fun to see what it's all about. What it's all about. Bryce Biscuit says, Chicago is the home of Wax Tracks. And because of Wax Tracks, we had KMFDM and then MFDMK and all that stuff. Yeah, Wax Tracks, the soundtrack of my youth. Yeah, Wax Tracks. So much good music came out of Wax Tracks records. Chicago also had, oh man, what, was like, what, who, hold on a second. Victory was a great record. Is Victory Records even still a thing? But Victory Records is another Chicago thing. I had a friend whose boyfriend worked for Victory, and I would get all kinds of cool CDs. They got the Alaska album by Between the Buried and Me, and some really good stuff. But Alaska by Between the Buried and Me is so good. If you haven't, I don't think any of you guys would like Between the Buried and Me, but very progressive, very kind of really good. Came out in 2005 on Victory Records. Victory Records was good. Like, let's see. Victory Records, an independent Chicago-based label founded in 1989, famous for shaping the 2000s post-hardcore emo and metalcore scenes. The label was acquired by Concord in 2019, and its massive legacy catalog is now managed by Kraft Recordings. Let's see, Hawthorne Heights, Taking Back Sunday, Silverstein Thursday, Bayside, Hatebreed, Atreyu, Between the Buried and Me, Earth Crisis, Muir, Integrity. So many bands. Let's see. I've seen Thursday, Bayside, Hatebreed, Atreyu, Between the Buried and Me. Yeah. I'm sure there's a ton more, but yeah, Victory Records. Yeah, that was a huge staple of Chicago, especially in the mid 2000s. Yeah, Sean says t-shirts at concerts have gotten ridiculous, $45 for a freaking shirt. But the one thing that you have to remember, the bigger the venue, the more expensive the merch. The bigger the venue, the more expensive the merch, because the venue will take the lion's share of the cut. So they have to bump up the cost. Otherwise, the bands can't even break even with what they're getting out of it, like with the merch cost, the manufacturing cost, the shipping cost, then just the raw materials cost. The venue wants so much they have to charge exorbitant prices. $100 for a hooded sweatshirt that should only cost $25. 35. I mean, $50. A decent hooded sweatshirt in the like a North Face hoodie costs about $60. So why should some bands hoodie cost more than $60? The venues are taking 35, 45, 55%. So they have to. Careful, or you'll be taking over one trip to the Pine Barrens. Yeah. Yes. So Mr. Biscuit says they claim that the Hume is as accurate as a DEXA. I don't know. I mean, is it a good tool? Is it a basis? If you utilize it just as a method to track, but not expect it to give you the most accurate readings, but is it a good way to probably get a good trend? Yes. Just like a scale. if you can utilize just a scale for trends, yes, but also measure. Tape measure yourself. You know what I mean? Those are the things. Those are the things. Tuber Chat is here. Hello, Kevin. How are you doing, my friend? Very glad that you could join us this morning. I'm very, very glad. Marisa says, Karen, I saw the latest low-carb spin video. Looked excellent. Got to try that recipe. Post it, post it, post it. Do it. Did I miss something that Evelyn said? I think so. We don't, we didn't go to Pork Rind Fest. Had a rough day yesterday, and the dog was puking. Oh, I'm so very sorry. Hope the pupper dog is doing well. Better. Amy says, I did the experiment of seeing if carnivores burn. I'm very fair and always burn the first time each season. I was out in the sun for like 5 hours yesterday and got a slight pink, but no burn. Chandra got burnt pretty good. We went to the pool Friday for about 30 minutes. We were there for about 30 minutes. And I got a nice little pink color, nothing crazy. Like, you can't really tell. But I mean, I got a little bit of pink, but nothing crazy. She got burned. I had to put like stuff on her shoulders last night. So, but I mean, she hasn't been eating as clean as me, but so yeah. No pain, she says. Angie says, I bought the Lolita BC Smart Scale from Amazon for $40 plus tax. Just couldn't afford the Hume scale. It has a tracking app also. Yeah, my scale has a tracking app as well. It's perfectly fine. Aunt K's new channel. There we go. And I was on the lake and didn't burn. I love that. If you don't burn and you don't drown, you must be a witch. What are the witches? Made of wood? Oh, I love that. It's so good. Lady Picanha. I don't remember. What did I say? I don't even know what's going on. Reese said, what brand is the air fryer? I've got a Ninja air fryer pressure cooker combo. I like it a lot. Doesn't hold a ton though. We got this. Let me look. I got it from Costco for $50. It was like $45 or $49. Oh, let's see. It may not be on sale anymore. It may not be on here anymore. I'm not sure how long it's going to be here, but I'll take a look at that. Kay's got to get ready for church. Have the most wonderful day, all. Well, have a good day. It's a Gourmet 8-quart. I'm pretty sure I posted about it on my post a couple weeks ago. Yeah, it's still on sale. $15 off Gourmet 8-quart digital air fryer with window and light. It's pretty good. Cheap. So if something happens to it and it goes wrong, then it's $45. I didn't want to invest like hundreds of dollars in an air fryer. Like, they have like Tefal, Cuisinart, all these things. They have for $160, they have a Cuisinart extra large 26 liter. Like, looks like front loading air fryer. Pretty big. Amy says, if I come to visit you, Dustin, I'll bring one from here. I don't remember what we're talking about. What are we talking about? Ooh, look, a castle. And Risa says ShopRite had picanha as sirloin cap a few weeks ago. It was expensive. That's the thing, is they talk about picanha, like Russ from the Keto Cookout from Homesick Buckeye talks about he would get picanha for $8 a pound all the time, and I don't know what Christie's paying, but it's a lot less, right? Than what than $15-16 a pound for all that stuff, right? Oh, Christy says, oh yeah, it was just a short I made last hour of my 26th year of teaching. I love it though. Make those things. My students came out first place in the district on their science scores. That's what I'm talking about. Look at you. Risa says, Sean, I tried blueberry coffee last year. Wasn't a big fan. I couldn't imagine I would be much of a I don't know. Maybe I would like it. And Sean says, one of the presenters of the low carb cruise was Dr. Jimmy Bowen. He really changed my mind about GLP-1s and peptides. He actually told me that they can be used to help sleep apnea. I would love to be able to help my sleep apnea. Juliet says, does anyone sleep? Good morning, 5:30 a.m. here in Arizona. It is 8:40 in the morning here in, I don't know what it looks like outside Indiana. Central Indiana is where I'm at. Yes. Angie's in East Tennessee. It is 8:30 there, so they're on Eastern time. Juliet saying hello to everybody. Risa says, in 2008, I saw Rolling Stones at Boardwalk Hall, Atlantic City. Teas were $35 to $50. Not a big venue, yet prices were crazy. Well, you're also looking at was the Rolling Stones. If they were at the smaller venue, sometimes the bigger they have a big act plays a small venue, they'll upcharge, right? They'll do an upcharge for the merch because they're not getting as much for ticket sales. Evil N says, QQQ. Did you say peach is a permanent flavor now? I did. What are you going to do about it? I was just as surprised as you are. Because typically when they bring something new out, they're like, it's not permanent. But this one was going to be permanent from the jump. Karen Harrington is in the house. Good morning. And Jackie asks, is Shander strict carnivore? She is not. She is not strict carnivore. I mean, none of us are. I'm not strict carnivore either. Not a strict carnivore at all. I'm more carnivore than she is. John Gugahan says, I went on a long bike ride yesterday, got some sun. My legs go from a brownish red to a solid white where my shorts started. Yeah, you'll have that. You'll have that. Jackie says, speaking of t-shirts, do you remember back in the day when you used to be able to go to Goodwill and pick up vintage rock and roll t-shirts? Boy, those days. Well, I mean, there's a lot of stuff with Goodwill now. Certain kind of things come in and they'll kind of cherry pick certain things out and send them to because Goodwill, at least Goodwill used to have like their own. Does Goodwill still have? Yeah, shopgoodwill.com. So it's kind of like Goodwill's version of eBay. They have rings. Now remember, all this stuff should be given to them for free, and they're selling like jewelry on here for $3,000-$4,000 on the front page. That's crazy. Collectibles, art, computers, electronics. See, all the stuff that was donated, musical instruments, handmade native style drum with beaded lace for $35. A Casio 61 key portable electric for $8. Well, that's fine. I don't know. Xylophones. A guitar capo for $10. You can get, that's crazy. That's like $2. Box type integrated mixer with power amplifier. Yeah. Vintage mandolin for $35. Yeah. Yeah. Crazy stuff. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Risa says, Dustin, I had the Gourmet 8-quart, loved it. It broke after 6 months. Screen fell out of the door. My door and screen are in different stuff, so I don't think that's hopefully yours will last longer. Yeah, I mean, I got mine from Costco. If it goes bad, Costco will take it back. Thank you, Kay. Thank you so much for the $4.99. I appreciate that very, very much. Thank you. I appreciate that very, very much. I really do. And Brenda is here. Good morning, Brenda. So very glad to see you here today. Workout done for Mr. Brian Doyle. Now the sauna. See, look, I'm very jealous of that sauna. Look at you doing it, having a good time in the sauna, sweating too. I don't know if you're listening. I imagine you're still listening to me, which is the last thing that I want to listen to if I'm in a sauna. I like just silence in the sauna. It's like a place for reflection for me. Aaron said they had banana split flavored coffee at Aldi. Did you try it? Did you think it was good? Or, I mean, I don't know if you even drink flavored coffee. Oh, spoiler alert. It's disgusting. Amy says my air fryer is 8 years old and still working. My air fryer, like the fan started to like not start up very fast, and it was just not making things cooked very well. Mr. Gugahan says there's a store called Earth Fare near me that had picanha for $6.99 a pound for the longest time. Last time I checked, it was even still $9.99 a pound. Sold all day long. We had Earth Fare here, but it went out of business. It was in a bad spot. It was like nowhere near me, so I was never going to go. Just like, you know, you can tell how poor you are by how far away you live from Whole Foods. Oh, picanha, I'll bring you one. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I keep talking, like when I go down to visit Chris and Ash, they have picanha down in Nashville. You can bring a cooler with a bunch of ice packs and just bring it on home. Some dry ice or something, and bring it on home. Mr. Pete is in the house. Good morning. It is Papa Carnivore. How are you doing, my friend? Welcome. Brenda is in love with Peach. Need to make a mug cake cobbler with it. Yeah. Pete recently went back to clean carnivore after having gained weight when I added back yogurt and berries. I've lost 7 pounds in 2 weeks, and I'm back to daily weight tracking weigh-ins to keep accountable. That's what I'm talking about. N equals 1, buddy. Yeah, I mean, the problem that I have with Shop Goodwill is they're trying to maximize their profits and stuff. Goodwill has a lot of problems in the stores. They're stuffed to the gills with product, and they just keep raising the prices. instead of making things in an affordable, if you just made like t-shirts $1, $2, and then jeans like $4, you would not have to worry about it. You would just sell through everything. And then so much less would go to landfill. So much clothing from Goodwill goes to the landfill because they want to charge premium for pricing that they have no business charging for. Just blanket it. Jeans, $4. T-shirts, $2. There's no reason you should pay more at Goodwill for a Walmart t-shirt than you would have paid at Walmart. It's ridiculous. There's no reason for it. Why would you have... anyway, that's for a whole other thing, right? Yeah, Cheryl Griffin is here. Hello, Cheryl. Very glad to see you. I don't know if I've seen you here before. Welcome if you're new. I worked at Goodwill. They jacked the prices way up. Can't believe... I don't understand how people can. People blame the resellers and stuff, but what resellers do is go in and find things that might end up in landfills and sell it to people who want it. I mean, you know, so much ends up in landfills. It's a fun auction website, but the shipping is unreal. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, we charge shipping so we have an eBay store and we charge shipping too. You pay your own shipping to get it, but you know, it's just by weight and the postal service. Jackie says, my cousin, when he got out of jail, went through a Goodwill tech school for a welding. So they are doing good out there, but their prices are a little high. Yeah, their prices are ridiculous when they get their inventory for free. Jackie says, I went back to clean right up to yesterday. Pizza and DQ. I got to do better. I had lost 5 pounds, probably gained it all back. Yeah. And that's okay. It's okay. Dairy Queen is always disappointing. The ice cream is just not worth enough for me anymore. And Cheryl says, good morning. Well, good morning to you. Very glad to see you. Pete says, I have 2 air fryers. I have a Chefman stainless steel toaster oven style, also a Ninja Speedy air fryer. That sounds great. I think everybody should probably need about 2 of them. You know what I mean? 2 sounds about right. Jackie says, we have picanha here. Well, I'm not there. I'm in central Indiana, down here in no picanha land. Jeremiah is here from Facebook. Hello, my friend. How are you? So very glad to see you. We got to meet up this week. Maybe try to go get some of those burger patties. I think you've already tried them from what you call it, but I need to go and try them. See what I think about it. Oh, let's see. And Pete says, picanha is delicious. That I have no doubt. They sell lots of it here in South Florida, usually $8 to $10 a pound. We would live on it. We would live on it. And Pete's asking Amy how she's feeling after she stopped the immunotherapy. We'll see what she has to say. In the meantime, yeah, Aaron says DQ isn't real ice cream. They have to call it a treat. Yeah. I mean, it's soft serve, just ice milk, basically, just sweet ice milk. Yeah, and the creamy is good. I'm actually kind of in a situation right now where I may actually have some room in the freezer to make some. Maybe. We'll have to wait and see. I have to go and check. Yeah, Amy says he needs to hide it. We talked about that in Kiltz's class. Yeah. Yeah, we still have tons and tons of bad stuff in our house, and it's ridiculous. Amy's got to run and go to church. Have a good one, Amy. We're glad to see you for a little bit. Have a great rest of your weekend. People saying, see you later, alligator. Jackie says, I think it's sad he likes me fat. Yeah, I ran into a lady, a girl, the other day at the grocery store that I was kind of talking to, flirting with before I met Chandra. So I don't know, like 18 years ago, something like that. And she was a thick woman, and and then I ran into her the other day at Meijer, and she'd lost a bunch of weight, and I didn't even recognize her. And she recognized me. She goes, "Oh, it's me, blah, 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 blah." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, good." You know what I mean? I was like, wow, lost a lot of weight. Pretty crazy. Brian reverse seared some pecan yesterday. I'll be snacking on it all week. That's what I'm talking about. I want some pecan. I need to. We have the new Meijer that opened up. I asked them about it. They don't have any. They're like, no, we don't have it. Isabel said Amy responded to that question last night, Peter, on Barb's Live. I did not get into Barb's Live last night. So one question here, and one thing that I think is kind of an important question, and I'd like to see what your answers are. Have you ever changed your mind just because someone yelled at you about something? Have you ever changed your mind because someone yelled at you? That's kind of a piece of the puzzle here that we talk about in this instance. We don't typically yell at each other, but even here in these chats, sometimes conversations can get heated. There's a lot of emotions that run high in this space because we are dealing with such emotional things. Eating, weight loss. A lot of this is emotional. All of this is emotional to us. Because, what we deal with is emotion. There's a lot of emotion here. And the facts, do they matter? 100%. But this is emotional. How do we navigate these things that are so very emotional and tied to our emotions in a manner that we're not yelling at each other? We're not calling each other names. Because that's never going to change how we look at something. Let's take a look from the chat here. Oh, and Jackie says if I meet her halfway, she'll bring me some. I'm going to send her a message during the little messenger thing. Brenda says yelling made me realize I was wrong. Sometimes that's the way. I think sometimes I feel that if we have to resort to yelling and name calling, that our position is not as strong as we think it is. And I think sometimes the yelling and the name calling is a vanity thing. It makes us feel a certain kind of way. It makes us feel vindicated, but we're not actually changing anything. And everyone says, no, I need facts, truth, and human stories with growth. No yelling will get me to change. And I think that's the entirety of it right there. The human experience, the stories, the connection, the reality of what that person went through. What did they do to change it? And that doesn't mean what they did to change their life is going to help you with yours. But there's always something that can be gleaned from everybody's story that may be helpful for yours. Maybe it's patience. Maybe it's a different perspective on how to look at something you were looking at wrong. How you were handling your emotions, how you looked at food. Doesn't mean necessarily that what they did will work for you. And Brian says, go to a butcher shop, a small one, and ask for the sirloin with fat cap. I would like to do that. I don't know if they would be able to give me a price that I would be able to afford that would justify buying it. But that's kind of the problem, I guess. I want to find it in abundance and cheap. And Jackie says, no, I doubled down on whatever my side is. It's like one of my buttons. And I think that's what a lot of us do. Because even if your position is wrong and somebody's yelling at you, calling you stupid, you're going to double down. You're not going to listen. That's an emotional blackout period. You don't care if you're wrong necessarily. I mean, how many times have you gotten upset over something? And I'm not talking to just Jackie here, but all of us. How many times have you been upset about something where it didn't even make rational sense that you were that upset? It happens to us. It happens to each and every one of us that sometimes we get upset about something and there's no rational reason for it. We just are. Sometimes you wake up and you're in a bad mood and you don't even know why. There's no rational reason to be in a bad mood. You just want to be angry sometimes. Sometimes I just want to be mad for a little while. I want to be angry for a few minutes. I don't know why. It doesn't make rational sense. But we're humans. We have complex emotions. There's nuance in the reason we feel the way that we do. And if there's not nuance in the way that we explore and look at the world we live in, what are we even doing? Because there's nuance in every aspect of everything we do. And Brian says, makes me double down, 100%. And Pete says, yelling and hard feelings never helps or solves anything, only makes things worse. Shows a lack of positive and constructive communication. Unless we're dealing with children. Because sometimes you give them all the positive communication you can, and they're just like, nope, and you gotta yell. Do we want to? No. Does it make you feel good? No. Sometimes if you don't raise your voice, they're just like, I don't want to. Doesn't make you feel good. It's like dealing with the boys here in the house. I feel like I'm walking on eggshells trying to get them to do the things that they should know to do already. Like yesterday, I had gone to the grocery store, came home. I come inside, I'm like, hey, boys, there's a couple of bags of groceries in the back of the car. I have to go to the bathroom right now. I'm going to go upstairs and go to the bathroom. So one would think they would bring the groceries in and put them away. There were frozen things. I had some burger patties that were frozen, some yogurt for Chandra, some things that were cold, some cheese, some things, like heavy cream that need to go in the fridge. I'm upstairs for a while. I come upstairs thinking I'm going to have a Zoom call yesterday. So I was kind of preparing for that, taking care of some things, and then realized that that's actually the date was sent out wrong yesterday. It was sent incorrectly. So that was moved to like 2 weeks from now. And I was doing other things. And then I'm in my office working on stuff and getting this live set up for today. And I go downstairs when Chandra gets home from work and the bags are sitting there on the floor. Nothing got put away. And I'm like, why didn't it get put away? Like, I thought you would come back downstairs and put it away. You had it in your hands already. Like, come on. Crazy. Children drive you crazy. And Angie says, yeah, or dogging me will make me do the exact opposite. I don't respond to disrespect well. Nobody does. Pete says, my ex-wife had a ton of anger management issues, led to our divorce after 21 years. I'm much happier single. Yeah. Aaron says, no picanha for you, but I want some. Oh. Shander says, hub and I don't yell. Our 25th anniversary is Tuesday. Shander and I don't yell at each other either. Do we get angry with each other? Sure. She gets upset with me sometimes. She doesn't understand what I'm trying to say, and vice versa. But we don't yell at each other. We get snarky. We get irritated, but we don't yell at each other. Uncle Charlie says, Rick's 58th birthday was yesterday. He looks fantastic for his age. We should all learn from him. Yes. Happy belated birthday, Rick, my friend. Happy belated birthday, Mr. Rick. I'm glad to call you a friend. I'm glad you're a person in this community. Truly mean that. Aaron says, I don't like it if someone yells at me. Honestly, it makes my point usually right because I'm usually the calm one. I'm very calm usually. If you get me yelling, something's have gone real wrong. And our boys, I kind of like our boys would just push my buttons. They would push my buttons, and when I'm screaming, they're like, why are you so mad? Like, what do you mean? Why am I so mad? How did we get here? They're like, like, whoo, they would just push. They still kind of do. They still push my buttons. Not necessarily in the same way, but like, and the granddaughter, she likes to push my buttons too. You know. Papa says, my 64th birthday is tomorrow. I feel more 24 than 64. Almost 4 years carnivore. Well, happy early birthday, Pete. I hope you have a great day, my friend. Enjoy that pretzel. Oh, my goodness. Hopefully that kind of goes away and I stop calling you Pretzel Pete. Because I don't think it's not right, okay? It's not right. Holly is in the house. Hello. Holly says, yelling at me makes me dig in my heels and determined to not do whatever I'm being yelled at to do. 100%. That's just what I see. Like, whether it's Facebook or Twitter or, I mean, in real life, arguing back and forth doesn't change anyone's mind. Like there was an article about a person in Indiana was ticketed, pulled over and ticketed the other day for impeding traffic in what people call the fast lane. Now in Indiana, you're not supposed to be in the fast lane or the passing lane unless you're passing. And people were saying things like, well, you know, just because you're in the passing lane doesn't mean you go faster than the speed limit. Get out of the way then. If you're not going to go faster than the speed limit, don't be in the passing lane. You know, the thing about the passing lane is you pass and get over. Pass and get over. Pass and get over. Don't just ride and then let traffic build up behind you. Like, well, I'm going the speed limit, so get out of the fast lane. Get out of the passing lane. Now everybody should get a ticket for doing it. because it just slows traffic. It is dangerous. If you want to go the speed limit, go to what they call the slow lane. Because you're not the police. You're not policing the speed of the interstate. Just backing it up and causing issues. So stop it. Don't be that person. Pete says, thanks, everyone. My mom is taking me out to dinner for my birthday to one of my favorite restaurants. I'm having an amazing bone-in thick pork chop there. Oh, it sounds fantastic. And Brian says, I got it for about $10 a pound last week, 3 different places. Well, just brag about it, Brian. I gotta go see what I can find, because I am not finding it anywhere here. And we don't have a lot of butcher shops here. Most of them are bougie butcher shops, and they want like $20 a pound for a ribeye. And I'm like, I can't afford that. Jackie says, yeah, I worked in the men's industry for years and the good old boys club. I'm a man, so I'm right. BS mentality would piss me off daily. Well, my thing is I don't think I'm right about everything. I mean, obviously, I don't think it's because I'm a man that I think I'm right. Typically, I feel like I have a well-reasoned idea of why I'm right. It's not because I'm a man. I'm a man's up. No, I don't think that should be the way that we think about things. But I'm also, I mean, if you have a good reason for why I'm wrong, let's talk about it. But I mean, I don't understand that whole like men are right, women are wrong, or whatever. Even seeing like the reversal now of like, I mean, and rightfully so, women are fed up about a lot of things. But that doesn't automatically make me wrong necessarily. I don't know. It's just we need to have communication and talk. I don't know. That's how Shannon and I work things out. We just talk about everything. I overshare and she makes fun of me, And bosses, I worked at a warehouse and the bosses would yell. And I'm like, I just want to be like, I am not a child. Why are you yelling at me? There is no reason to be yelling at me. Because one thing that I've always noticed is when you're yelling, you're making so like, especially like in customer service issues, right? Angie send thumbs up for 10 joules. I have no really sure what that means, but I appreciate that. I know that joules means something, but I don't know quite what it means yet. But thank you, Angie. But like if you are dealing with somebody on the phone or in customer service in person, and you're yelling at them, the likelihood that they are going to make another mistake, if they've made a mistake already, is even higher. Then you're going to be even more angry. So I try to dial that back and be patient. An example, back in 2015, we had placed an order with a rental for a minivan to go to Florida. The day of, they called us and said they didn't have one. And that they may have an SUV. And we're like, what do you mean you don't have one? We leave today. And Chandra starts to go, but almost like, let's see what we can do. So we got in the car and we drove down there. And we were looking at whatever SUV they had. And while we were standing there, a minivan got brought back. Somebody was dropping off a minivan. And it was fancy. It had headphones in it and the flip down screens and everything. So we bunched up a bunch of DVDs, threw them in the car, and the kids were watching movies with their headphones on all the way down. But being upset would not have fixed the situation. Screaming at the attendant who had nothing to do Well, the reason why that minivan wasn't there isn't going to fix anything. It doesn't even make you feel better. It makes you feel righteous, like I'm mad, but it doesn't fix it. Yes, I was very upset. How, like, our family is supposed to be leaving tonight on a vacation. What do you mean you don't have the vehicle we're supposed to go down in? I mean, 5 of us in a car with luggage for a week trip. How are we going to do this in a, like a 5 or 6 seat SUV, and everyone's supposed to be crammed together sitting like this? There's no way to lay down for a 12, 13, 14-hour drive. Come on now. Well, it's like 16 or 17-hour drive, but you get the idea. Josephine. Hello, beautiful Josephine. Thank you for being here. I love it. And Risa says, happy early anniversary, Brenda. This year will be 37 years for me and Steve. He never yells. I can be loud. Hereditary, as my mom was very loud. Just disagree at times. I mean, being loud isn't necessarily yelling. I get upset. I get frustrated. I'm a human being. And Carl says, many times the mood swings are related to chemistry, glucose levels. Are you still addicted or going through withdrawals, electrolytes, fats, caffeine, so many things? Sometimes I don't know. Weird things. Sometimes you just get angry. It's very, very, very few. It's like, you remember being a teenager, right? And you were just mad about something. You didn't know what you were mad at. You were just mad at everything. But you didn't know why. You couldn't articulate why you were so angry. You just were. And sometimes that seeps into being an adult. Not as often, but sometimes it does, and that's okay. It's all a matter of how you handle the situation. Because I can't control what happens outside of this. Sorry about that. I can't handle what happens outside of me. The only thing I can handle is how I react to it. So with the van, I couldn't handle, I had no impact on the fact that van wasn't there for our leave for the trip. The only thing I can control is how I reacted to it. I was like, well, let's just go in and see what's going on, look at what they have. So, I mean, that even happened the last trip we took to Alabama. We went, and there were 2 SUVs there. One SUV they were giving to us. We looked at it, and we looked at the other one, and we're like, well, why can we have this one? This one has more trunk space. They're like, sure, we'll fix you up. They needed to do an oil change on that one or whatever. So they're like, just come back, take this one, go do what you got to do, and then come back and swap them. I'm like, cool. And that's exactly what I did. I had to go to Costco and pick up a few things. Walmart, whatever. Came back. Got the different SUV, the big one, the big boy, like the Excursion XL, like the really long, you're driving a boat down the street. It was perfect. A lot of room for the kids because there were 6 of us in that car, and they all had room to spread out and chill. Sean says, when someone yells at me, I have rage against the machine in my head. You won't do what you tell me. I love it. Dan the Man is here. He says, this is my dude right here. You have such a great voice, Dustin. Let me know if you're ever in New York City. New York City! What do you think about the Knicks? Did the Knicks win the championship? Did the Knicks take it in 5? I think did the Knicks take it in 5? Let's see. Game 5. New York wins 4-1. So the Knicks took it in 5. And the NBA Finals. So the Knicks won against the Spurs. But I guess the night that the Knicks lost, there was a riot and all that stuff, and it was bad for New York. But congratulations to the Knicks are in order, I suppose. And Isabel asking how old are my sons. Our youngest is 22, and then his brother is 26. They're 4 years apart. Dan says, yelling is a part of my vernacular decibels. Sounds like an opera house at my property 24 hours a day. Yeah. Sometimes we yell a lot in this house. Also, I guess it kind of just depends on, like, the volume versus the intent. Dan says, when I hear someone yelling at me, I giggle inside thinking this is a really bad ventriloquist gone wrong. Yeah. People that I don't know often don't yell at me in person. It's very rare. It's very, very rare for that, right? And then she's asking, are you Italian? Sometimes we're just loud, not truly yelling. Yeah. I mean, I'm very, very loud all the time. Like, my voice is loud. And Chandler's like, you need to just shh, you're being so loud. I'm like, I can't help it. She goes, you can lower your voice. Oh. Evelyn says, I stopped riding in the car with my mother-in-law when she was in the passing lane and slammed on the brakes. I was pregnant at the time and I thought I was going to die. Yeah, I mean, there's just, yeah, just get over. Sean says, don't be a left lane loafer. That's right. Just get over and go on. And Brenda says, yeah, I was on a road trip yesterday. Scary in New York passing. Yeah, sometimes you just got to pass on the right, though. Sometimes. 41 watching, only 30 likes. Let's go. That's crazy. 50 people watching on YouTube. 17 of you watching on X right now. I love it. Dan says, you would hate me, Dustin. I go slow in the fast lane. Listening to Ace of Base being blasted out of the speakers, lip syncing to All That She Wants Is Another Baby. Yeah. All That She Wants. I want to say, like, their biggest hit, though. Let's see. What was Ace of Base's biggest hit? Don't Turn Around wasn't even. Don't Turn Around was actually a Tina Turner song that had been covered like 6 times before. Don't Turn Around was how many people? Like, how many people did Don't Turn Around? Hundreds of artists have covered Don't Turn Around, with some databases tracking over 20 well-known versions. So the initial one was, so it's a Tina Turner song. It was written by songwriter duo Terry Britton and Graham Lyle, and has since been adapted to various genres from reggae to pop, country, rock. Notable artists have covered the track. So initially it was a Tina Turner song released in 1986. And then Aswad did it in 1988, Ace of Base in 94, Bonnie Tyler in 88, Neil Diamond in 91, Luther Ingram in 87. Yeah, just tons and tons and tons of people that did, like, Neil Diamond's version's weird. If you compare Ace of Base to Neil Diamond to Tina Turner, the same song, same lyrics, it's crazy. I love digging in Bonnie Tyler's version. Yeah, pretty weird. But, like, I love digging into that kind of stuff. It's pretty interesting. Yes. Yeah, it's how many people pass on the right. Sometimes you just got to get around the slow people. Sometimes you get around, like, if people are driving bad, you got to get by them however you can get by them. You know what I mean? Reese says, I got 2 smallish ribeyes from Thrive Market for fairly cheap, but ShopRite has ribeye tomahawk for $21.99 a pound this week. Getting one for hubby for Father's Day. I shouldn't have bought. I should have bought 3 from Thrive. Tomahawk's like, I don't know, like when you cut that big old bone off, how much does that weigh? Like, how much are you paying for that bone at $21.99 a pound? You're paying like $4 for bone. Like, what's even happening? Because a big tomahawk is gonna be like 2 pounds. They're gonna be like that thick. I always see tomahawks that are about that thick, and like the bones, like you're like, ah, come on, folks. I still need to watch the movie Bone Tomahawk. Have you guys seen that? I need to watch that one. Came out years ago. I just haven't had a chance to watch it. It's on my list. The list is long. Exposing Darkness is here. Hello, Steph. Good to see you, my dear. How are you? Jackie says, I had a boss that would pick out one person to pick on until they cried. When it was my turn, about an hour later, he called me and said, did you really just quit? I said, yes, sir. No one talks to me that way. And there's no reason for it. There is no reason to talk to anybody a certain kind of way. Does it happen sometimes? Sure. I mean, if you are legitimately angry about something and it happens, I mean, we don't always handle ourselves with a decorum we should. We don't always have the full self-control we would like to think we should have. Is that an excuse? No, it's not an excuse, but it's reality. Sometimes it just happens. None of us are perfect people. But if we kind of start to look at this and understand the way that our community works and what's best for our community, we can go into things understanding, I'm not going to argue with them today. I'm not going to argue with them today. Have a discussion and then just bounce. Post and ghost. I do that a lot. I post and ghost. Sometimes I'll go into like say something really controversial in a Facebook post, not argumentative, just thing. And then I'll just be like, don't notify me about anything else on this post. I'm gone. I don't care. Said my piece and that's it. Reese says, my manager yells at me, makes me crazy, always about something stupid. Like, if they start yelling at you, just, yeah, about this, let's not. Don't yell at me. I'm a human being. I'm not a child. You're not yelling at me. I'm a grown-up. You know? And I'm at the age that if I had a boss, I'm probably older than my boss. You know? Angie says, Perry and menopausal symptoms, angry for no reason, laughing for no reason, crying just because, and then smiling. What the hell? Dang emotional. Yeah, I mean, we're at that age. That's going to be a thing. Mr. Biscuit says, last time I watched the Knicks, Clyde Frazier was on the team. I don't even know what year that was. And Dan says, yes, they did. Fantastic. I want the Indiana Pacers to get a championship one of these days. We've been to the finals long time ago when Reggie Miller was still on the court. But why haven't we? The Pacers are due. The Pacers need a championship. Hopefully the Colts have a good season this year. Something. Come on. Juliet says, I'm back. I just had to watch UK Stephanie's latest video on her cancer journey. Let's see. It's The Secret Diaries. The Secret Diary of Yes is her new channel. One can't help watch and become extremely grateful for everything in our lives. 100%. Sherry Lynn is here, very late to the party this morning. Hello, everyone. Hello. I saw the sign. It opened up my eyes. Yep, that's true. Sean says, if I'm passing you on the right, you're getting a sign from me, and it doesn't mean you're number one. I don't even bother doing that. I don't even bother flipping anybody off, because typically when I'm passing somebody, you're like, they're like this far from the steering wheel. They're like white knuckling it. It's like, they're just not, they shouldn't be on the highway. They shouldn't be on the interstate. They shouldn't be on the highway. They shouldn't be on the expressway. Yeah, stick to the back roads if you're going to drive 35 miles an hour. Let's go. Rick says, I tend to drive fast while listening to Martin Denny. All right, buddy. Oh, my goodness. Mr. Biscuit says, when I used to drive in NYC, I looked like Goggles Paisano coming home from work on the freeway. Okay. I don't even know what that is. And Thomas says, why is someone behind me? Whew, yeah. NYC driving is a Hail Mary every time. And now they've got a thing where they're charging you to come in and out, to leave, to come into the city. They're charging you a surge pricing to how busy it is. That's crazy. Oh, Lance is in the house. Good morning, Lance. How are you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Oh, let's see. And Stephanie says, I'm good, just trying to get ready for our festival. Starting on Thursday, going to be working very long days. Well, I hope you really enjoy it. And Brian says, stoicism is helping me control my emotions much better these days. I think whatever you need to do to find that calm. When I was younger, I used to have a hard time controlling my emotions. I was be upset all the time, just angry. But as I've gotten older, I mean, even into my mid-20s, that kind of went away. My 20s into my 30s, now my 40s, coming towards the end of my 40s, because I will be 47 this month. Going into the 50s, I think patience and understanding are so valuable. And being able to take your time before speaking about something, being able to take your time to really be thoughtful and understanding goes so much further. And I find that the world's a better place. Like being out and about and talking to people and just enjoying the interaction with a stranger. Like I went to Meijer the other night and was talking with the cashier, and we were talking about, I was kind of joking about the fact that, like, you know, I'm upset that you've opened so close to my house and that you're open later. It makes it easier for me to just come in later to pick things up that I don't really need. I went to pick up a couple of things for Chandra's lunches last minute because we were so busy. It was Friday night and we had gone out to dinner. And so I dropped her off at home. We got done with dinner and sat in the parking lot and talked to one of our kids and his fiance for like 2 hours. And so when they finally got out of the car, I was like, I have to go get you some food for your lunch tomorrow for work. And so I dropped her off at home and then I went to Meijer. Then I was talking and saying those things to the cashier. And then we got to talking about things. And I was like, yeah, the first Meijer opened up where I lived. And kind of find out we lived in neighboring apartment complexes that were right next to each other, went to the same high school, graduated the same year. You know, just fascinating things that can happen when you have a conversation with somebody, you know. And then there's a person at the Walmart that I talked to. He's a gentleman in his 60s. He's from India. And I'm not quite sure why he's here. I know he's only here for a couple of years. I think he's here for like 3 years. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure why. But he's a cashier at Walmart, and he's in his 60s, and we talk. Super nice guy. He's always happy to see me. I'm happy to see him. I love that kind of thing. I love that. Being able to talk to someone that I wouldn't normally have an opportunity to talk to. You know? Or just being open and and just, I mean, it goes into this community as well. Like, how many of us would know each other or interact with each other if it wasn't for this community, right? How many of us would be close like we are if it wasn't for this community? You know, Mr. Biscuit lives in New York. Everyone lives in Ohio. People live in all these different states, far away, the age differences, socioeconomic differences, religious differences. A lot of differences stacking up between some of us here, but yet there's one thing that brings us together. And that's why, again, it's so valuable for us to have the conversations like we're having today, the conversations on how to handle ourselves and to not argue and to not fight, but to have conversations and communicate with each other about spreading our message through storytelling and facts, and anecdotal evidence, the things that we are living, our experiences, and not through anger and fighting arguments, because those get us nowhere. But when we share our stories, when we share photos of ourselves, and we have conversations on other people's channels and we tell our stories, how much more beneficial is that? How much more impactful is that to those standing on the outside than us screaming, plants are poison. Plants are trying to kill you. Are you stupid? You're eating seed oils. Don't you know that that's poison? Because that doesn't change people's minds. Quite the contrary. That shuts people down for any kind of information new to them. You know? I mean, what do we have? We have studies. We have anecdotal evidence. We have our own stories. We have our own N=1. It's us, ordinary people, doing extraordinary things. Our community's greatest evidence is the people in it. Those of us living it day to day, our struggles, our triumphs, our failures. Our failures are just as much important as our wins, because our failures show that we are human and we are not perfect. We are not influencers. We're just people showing up, showing what our lives are like day to day, living this lifestyle. Because I think what separates an actual influencer, now people, can I be considered an influencer? Probably. But what I see as an influencer is somebody who shapes everything about their persona to fit a single narrative. Whether it's to sell something, to provide a service, but they're selling you a perception of themselves that's not necessarily accurate. Look what I've done. I'm now perfect. I do this every time. This is what you can do if you did it just like me. It's not reality. Because if you look at me, I get it a lot wrong. I don't always do the right thing. I don't always do the right thing. I make mistakes, make bad decisions. But I'll tell you, out of 100, I'm at least 90 to 95% doing better than I did last year or the year before or the year before or 20 years before that. My handle on the things that I can't control is tighter. The handle on the things that I used to not be able to control is better. The things that I used to not be able to control are now controllable. You know, and nobody starts at the end point. We all start in our own space. We all start somewhere, our own beginning. Start with keto, carnivore, whatever. We've all started somewhere. Whether that's less sugar, more protein, just trying to make better choices. Just making better decisions today than we did yesterday is a win, right? If we can make better choices today than we did yesterday, we're winning. And that's what I'm trying to put out there. I'm trying to put out that we are in control of ourselves. I am not in control of you. The only thing that I can control is me. I can't even control your perception of me. Because I'm not here to change your mind. I'm not here to argue the best way to do something. I'm just here to show you what it looks like from my perspective, trying to be the best me that I can be. Hopefully inspiring you to be the best you can be. Because at the end of the day, it's really what it looks like. Because, I mean, just remember that. I mean, moving forward, it's that most people aren't looking for an argument. They're looking for hope. They're looking for somebody who understands where they are, what they're going through, and can show them that change is possible. Not even necessarily what that change is. That change itself, that hope itself is possible. That all is not lost. And that is the most very valuable piece of conversation that we can have with somebody. It doesn't have to be a debate. We don't have to win. All we have to do is say, there's hope. Change is possible. Tomorrow you is going to be better than today you. Next week you is going to be even better. So we just have to keep telling our stories. Keep sharing our struggles, our victories, our setbacks, and the lessons that we learn. Because again, every person watching today has improved their life. And you're carrying something more powerful than an argument. Again, you're carrying proof that change you wanted so bad yesterday is possible through what you do today, and you'll see it in your tomorrow. And that's how we make the world better. That's how we change the world, is one story at a time. And with that, I want to say thank you so very much for being here with me today. Just like every Sunday. It's still surprising to me that all of you show up to hang out with me every Sunday. It means so much from the bottom of my weird little heart. Thank you all so very much. Keep sharing your stories. Keep bringing positivity. Keep bringing the hope and help people find meaning in their lives where they may think that it's gone. The hope is gone. The meaning is gone. Helpless, hopeless. There's nothing I can do. Let's show them that it's not true. Let's show them that things can happen, that change isn't impossible. Let's show them the way. Because again, that's what we're here for. Spread love, compassion, understanding. And with that, I'll see you guys later this week. I love each and every one of you very, very much. Have a wonderful day. Here are those credits that I still haven't updated. I'm very sorry, Terry.